Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there friends, welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Today we have a marvelous passage. We're going to look at verse 6 in Psalm 11. We've been looking at Psalm 11 all week long, and today we're going to take up verse 6. So if you have your Bible, I hope you'll open it up there and check out verse 6. We're going to read it, and if you don't have a Bible, please allow me to read this for you. He rains down calamity upon the wicked, fire and brimstone, and wind with raging heat, the measure of their cup. Now, I said at the beginning of this week that there are many commentators, ancient commentators, that say that this is an expression of what happened in Genesis chapter 19, the story of Lot and Sodom. And so as you look at this whole psalm, we come now today to the fire and brimstone, which of course we remember from chapter 19. But if you look at the entire psalm, really there's a lot here that's relevant or compares very nicely to what went on with Lot and Sodom. So there in verse 1, my shelter is in the Lord. How then do they say to my soul, flee, little birdie, to your mountain? Well, it was the angels who told him to go to the mountain, not to stay in the plain, but to leave. And Lot did want to. He wanted to stay there. He was trusting in the Lord, but the angel said, no, you need to get out. Go to that mountain. Don't stay in the plain. And of course, he pleaded for Zoar, but then passed up Zoar and went on to the mountain anyway. Verse 2, for behold, the wicked bend their bow, they place their arrow upon the string to shoot it with treachery at the upright in heart. And of course, remember what the men in Genesis 19 did to the angels, or wanted to do to the angels. And of course, if they wanted to do it to the angels, then they're going to do it to anyone who walks in there. The Sodomites wanted to sodomize these men, and so they're going to shoot with treachery at the upright in heart. They don't care, because they're driven by their passions. Verse 3, if the foundations be broken, what can the righteous do? Now, considering that this maybe is a commentary on Genesis chapter 19, when you read verse 3, you ask yourself the question, well, then the foundations here, what are they? They must be the foundations of the society in which the righteous live. So in Lot's case, it's the society of Sodom and Gomorrah. It's broken. The foundations are broken of that society, and there's nothing that a righteous man can do about it. The Lord's going to do something about it, but the righteous are powerless to do anything about it because the men of the city had so embraced their sodomy and their passions and desires, their sinfulness, that there was nothing left for them to do. Verse 4, the Lord is in his holy temple, the Lord's throne is in heaven. So now we get the picture of God in heaven, and he's already, he told Abraham, and now he's going to tell Lot by way of the angels, we're going to destroy the city. So he's in charge. He's in charge of the countdown. He's in charge of the clock. He's in charge of the destruction. He's going to do his work. He's seeing over all. He's in heaven in his holy temple. He sees from that vantage point everything that happens. The Lord tries the righteous, which, of course, Peter tells us about Lot, that righteous man was vexed day by day in his righteous soul with all the ungodly things that were said and done in the city. And, of course, that verse 5 also talks about the one who loves violence. We've already kind of covered that with the violence of the men of the city. And then verse 6, he rains down calamity upon the wicked, fire and brimstone, wind with raging heat, the measure of their cup. So the men of Sodom received just due for their sin. They were judged by the Lord. The Lord erases two cities because of the overwhelming wickedness of those two cities. So this is how actually the entire psalm compares to the chapter in chapter 19 of Genesis, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and Lot's part in it. All right, so join me tomorrow. We're going to look at verse 7, and I hope you'll join me then on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.